Still working on it. Continue to defend.
We fought with honor.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
A while ago, a bunch of Warframes received some buffs to their armor stripping, and in the process, I think Nekros has actually become a really solid Warframe. We're here in the Simulacrum with Nekros. It's not that Nekros was a bad Warframe to begin with. He was always a pretty decent Warframe, but I think now, especially with all of the changes that have been available for him now, of which I've just demonstrated a whole bunch, he's in a really good spot. Some of these I killed with my sword, some of them were killed with my Army of the Dead. Let's just quickly have a look at the Nekros build that I'm using before I just demonstrate the power of his army. This is the build that I'm using with Nekros. We have a very high amount of power efficiency, and that is specifically because of the invigoration that I have, where I have extra primary critical chance and extra ability efficiency. So just putting that aside for a brief moment, this is a build with no extra efficiency, but also no negative efficiency. Adaptation, of course, being really good to stay alive. Prime continuity, stretch, of course, being really straightforward. Equilibrium being, I think, a staple mod for Nekros builds, since Despoil and Desecrate allow him to get health, which he then convert to energy. And of course, I am using 4 augments on this build. Smite and Fusion, Creepy Terrify, Shield of Shadows, and Despoil. Despoil, of course, being probably also a staple augment for pretty much every single Nekros build. But Shield of Shadows is pretty useful because it also helps in keeping Nekros alive. Creepy Terrify is actually really strong, and Smite and Fusion actually can be a very useful buff for my Army of the Dead. Aside from that, Power Drift and Growing Power for even more power strength. Now, that being said, this is the first time I think I'm going to actually do a build where I have to talk about the Archon Shards. And I have 5 Archon Shards that I have neatly placed in this particular configuration. 2 Ability Strength Archon Shards. 2 Casting Speed Archon Shards. And 1 Health Regeneration Archon Shard. Yes, it might seem a little bit overkill to have the health per second regeneration, but it helps with staying alive. And because something like Despoil uses your health, well, it would probably be a good idea to have your health regenerate just in case you find yourself in a pretty precarious situation where you somehow don't get that many health orbs. So that would be, of course, really useful. Now, let's have a look at the power of Nekros' shadows. So, first off, I'm going to summon some shadows. With the power of Madurai, I can do full armor strip in one go. That being said, it doesn't seem to happen all that effectively in normal missions, so, you know, take Simulacrum demonstrations with a grain of salt. Now, let's have a look at how powerful my Shield of Shadows are. I don't have any additional power strength outside of what I already have. And while this particular Corrupted Heavy Gunner has 10, or rather, while this Corrupted Heavy Gunner has no viral procs whatsoever, they don't definitely do a whole lot of damage, do they? I mean, they are chipping through that armor, which is actually quite impressive considering that Corrupted Heavy Gunner is quite a lot of armor. You strip all that armor away, and especially if they also have 10, doing a lot of damage. We can then, of course, use Smite and Fusion. If you have a look at the green, or rather teal glow on your Shield of Shadows, or rather your shadows, you can see that they're also getting the damage bonus. Damage bonus, a very Genshin term, but you can see that they're getting the extra damage, i.e. they're being buffed by Smite Infusion. That of course is very, very useful. That's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. It's a really powerful build for a pretty good Warframe. He's not, you know, the most high damaging Warframe in the universe, but he is the Warframe that has one of the best looting abilities in the game, so it's pretty nice to see that he can also put out a pretty decent amount of damage. Obviously, his shadows make it really, really easy for him to stay alive because they can also act as meat shields on top of the damage reduction coming in from Shield of Shadows. But what's really, really nice is because of the armor strip that he can provide, his shadows can effectively deal a pretty decent amount of damage as well, so that's actually really, really valuable. And of course, you can use Smite Infusion on them, and on a rare occasion, they might also inflict a radiation proc. I have seen that happen. I don't think it's that high of a status chance that they have. It's probably 5%. But if you're using a bunch of enemies that are shooting a bunch of bullets, there's a chance that you'll see a couple of radiation procs in the process. So in that particular case, you will also have enemies fighting each other, which is also going to mean that you're going to have an easy time staying alive. So I think Nekros is in a really, really good spot. His Terrify has a 60% base armor strip, which means you're going to need upwards of 68% power strength. That does sound daunting, but if you're a Madurai main like me, then you should be able to achieve that very easily. And Intensify and the power of Madurai will give you more than enough power strength for that. If you want to use Soul Punch, go ahead. I personally don't find a whole lot of use for it outside of potentially Soul Survivor. So that's why I've basically swapped it out for Smite. And that's gonna be it. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments below. Otherwise, if you guys enjoyed this, if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Warframe content, and until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!
Done. The cannon's telemetry has been reconfigured. Return to the cannon and pull the trigger.